Hello, team. Welcome to another weekly sales meeting. We're excited to talk about a great month that we just finished up on. November was the second month in a row that we doubled our overall rate lock volume. So again, number one indicator that we always look at is we're not focused on fundings. We're focused on rate locks. Rate locks is going to tell us where we're going. Where's the trend? Are we ascending? Are we going to be closing more loans next month and the following month than we did this month? So let's talk about that a little bit. Everybody across the board increased their volume. Every single loan officer, week over week, we saw an increase in their weekly applications. But it all started with daily accountability. So we talked a little bit about this. Every day we're going to report in the Loan Originator workplace group, where did everybody stand the previous day? We're not focused on being better than we were last week, last month. We're doing this day over day. And the why behind it is very critical. It's easy to come in on a Monday. I've seen people come in on Monday, get 5 deals in. Looks great on Friday if you look at that week and say, hey, I did 5 deals this week. But if you did 5 deals on Monday and then you blanked for the rest of the week, that's not a good week. That's a good Monday, and the rest of the week you didn't do great. But by having daily accountability, it keeps us all accountable. Hey, how did I do yesterday? I don't want to blank 2 days in a row. I don't want to get 1 deal in 2 days in a row. I'm trying to make sure I'm at the top of that leaderboard each day. Accountability is everything. Transparency is everything. And it's also great to see who's consistently getting the results they need to get. You see the people at the top of the leaderboard. One of those people is going to be on the meeting today. Sarah is going to be on after me, and she's crushing it. She's consistently getting an app in a day, and that's critical. Consistency is key. It's more important to be the person that's getting that consistent output every single day than having a flash where you get a couple here, a couple there. Like, consistency is everything. So big shout out to all of our branches. The Utah team came in, had a great first full month on board. The Michigan team had a great first full month on board. This isn't where they're going to be. This is the baseline. We're just getting started. As we know, when you go through a transition, when things are just getting started, things aren't going to close as fast as they're going to be closing the following month and the following month after that. So, really proud of the effort, really proud of everybody's focus on helping us reach our goal for the month. Our goal for the month, as we said, was a stretch goal. We want to get to 300 locks in the month. That would be doubling what we did the previous month. Well, we did it. We got to over 300 on the month, almost $100 million in lock volume for the month. And our goal, going into the next month is we're trying to push this to the next level. We're trying to get to 400 locks with the goal of trying to get to 500 by Q1. So we're going to keep growing, and it's all going to come down to us having each other's backs. We started the peer-to-peer groups. Dave Higgins is going to talk a little bit about that today. The outcomes of these conversations, peer-to-peer groups, coaching, some of the meetings that we're having with different team members about optimizing their business, replacing themselves in certain parts of their business, is all about getting better. Where you are today is not where you're going to be in 60 days or 90 days. If you are, we're not doing our job as leaders. It's our job as leaders to make sure we're supporting every single loan originator to take their volume, to take their business to the next level. So that's what we're all in for, and that goes across the board. I know all of the leaders in each branch feel exactly the same way. So I want to talk about December. I hear a lot of people talk about December, slow month. This is a mental block that the mortgage industry has. Loan originators, real estate people, everybody says, December is going to be a slow month. It's a short month. It's not actually. Christmas falls on Saturday. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day falls on a Saturday. We're not losing any business days. It turns out we got 22 business days in the month of December, which makes it a long month. So while everybody else is going to be making excuses on how it's a short month and how it's going to be a slow month and blah, 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 we're going to go out and execute. We're going to go out and have a record month. We're going to push the limits and get to that 400 locks for the month. This is all about making sure we're not going backwards. December is not going to be a month that we make an excuse. We're coming in today. We're dominating. We saw from the beginning of the week, each day, we're seeing the applications and locks go up each day after day. It's not going to stop just because it's December. That's a bullshit excuse, and we're not in that business. So we're focused on winning. While everybody else is taking off, we'll be winning relationships. We'll be winning customers. We'll be winning referrals. We'll be winning on social media. We're going to win every single day this month, and we're going to let the competition take it easy. So mindset is December is a long month. December is an opportunity month. And while it may be an excuse month for some, it's going to be our best month as a team. And that goes for every single member of our team. Talk a little bit about change. It's a really big one, guys. Want to get everybody's mindset in the right place. I really want you to, understand, number one, let's talk about team. We believe, each of you, and I know this, I've talked to each of you, I've talked to you at great length, you're a big part of our team, you believe in the team. You're all in on what we're doing, okay? So let's talk about making sure when we say we're all in, you can't be all in for certain parts of something. When you're in a team, you got to be all in on the team. You got to be all in on making sure we're doing what we need to do as a team to deliver great outcomes. So change is something that everybody struggles with. Believe me when I tell you, change is challenging for everybody. Changing systems, changing processes, changing payroll companies. When there's change, there's friction. What we need to take a look at is we'd say, hey, listen, we're not going to respond emotionally to change. We're going to stay positive, we're going to stay logical, and we're going to focus on the team. Define the why on why there's a change. Hey, well, listen, we're talking right now about some things that we're trying to drive from a pipeline reporting standpoint. Hey, guys, we want to make sure we're doing a good job of keeping everything up to date in all of our systems to make sure we're driving live pipeline reporting that's giving everybody accurate reporting, live, on time, all the time. Hey, if the closing date changes, we got to make sure we update that in the system. If it doesn't update, we're going to have inaccurate data. That can impact somebody's payroll. That can impact a wire getting ordered. It can impact a lot of different things. So we got to stay on top of what we're working on and making sure we're doing our part to get the data updated, to make sure we're updating our systems, and we're driving these processes that will ultimately drive automation, efficiency, and make everybody's lives easier. But when we talk about it, and there is something that is an element of change, the initial reaction can't be resistance. Like, that can't be the mindset. The initial reaction is to say, hey, listen, we're a team. We're all in on what we're doing. We are all in together on what we're doing. And there has to be a why behind this. Hey, if this change needs to happen, I'm not sitting there saying no. I'm going to say, we trust the process. We trust UMortgage. We trust the leaders here. We trust the team. My default answer is going to be yes, I'm doing it. And again, I know that it's instinctual to say no to change, but the only way to get better, the only way to evolve is to change. The more uncomfortable the change is, the more growth that will happen. And this goes as an individual, as a team, and as a company. So everything we're focused on doing is how do we make each team member more efficient? How do we make sure we have our technology dialed in, automation, things that you're doing today? How do we automate some of those things, make you more efficient, spending more time with customers, not with, writing emails that could be automated, or sending slide dial voicemails that could be automated, or text messages that could be automated. Like, we want to make this as efficient as possible. We want to make sure the pipeline tracking allows our processors and our LOAs to be working on the files they need to be working on based upon priority, not based upon what they think is the priority. So, we're adding intelligence, we're investing very heavily in technology, and that's all about helping us as a team get better and helping our loan officers grow their business by spending less time doing those tactical things and more time in their business working with customers that are interested in working with them. So, my big request to the team is, like, ask why a change is happening, but don't say no. Default answer can't be no. It's got to be, we're doing this as a team. We will always define the why, but the mindset has to be, I can't just be all in on some things. I got to be all in everything. And the reason why I bring this up is because we're going into a whole nother level in January. We are focused on getting 500 locks, which next step will be 1,000 locks, which means everybody's business is going to triple and quadruple as we go into Q1. If that's going to happen, you can't do the things you're doing today. You can't manually manage your pipeline. You can't manually, review your payroll. You can't manually send emails to all these customers. Like, these are things we've built automation and technology around, but it requires user adoption and everybody to be doing their part on updating different systems to drive those communications. So we're a team. We're doing this together. If you ever want to have a conversation with me, ping me on Workplace. Let's have a talk. Let's talk about any of these things. I have one-on-ones every single day with different members of different branches. LO, LOA, processor, reach out to me. I'm all in for you. We're making these investments to make us better as a team, but at the end of the day, make sure that we're optimizing each of our salespeople, each of our loan officers. We want you focused on growing your business, not doing tactical data entry and manually writing emails and doing all the stuff that people are doing today. We want to make you more efficient. We want to power you with the best-in-class technology. So change is difficult. We're all in on what we're doing. We're going to make this happen together. Just remember, We have to be all in for each other, and we have to adopt what we're working on. So I'm going to hand it off to Sarah. She's got some great stuff to share.
Hi guys, my name is Sarah from the Michigan branch at the Valley team. Thank you so much for having me. The first thing I want to talk about is educating your clients. I think it's so important to let clients know exactly what they're getting, but more importantly, why they're getting it. The average American doesn't know enough about the mortgage, whether it's purchase or refinancing, doesn't know enough about that process. So it's really up to us to advise them on what's the best solution. But at the end of the day, consumers want to feel like they're in control of their finances. So show them options and let them make that decision. So for example, buying down the interest rate. Hey, Mr. Client, you can spend less money over the course of the loan if you pay more upfront for it. Or we can go with a higher rate. You're going to pay less upfront, but you're going to pay more money over time. Which would you prefer? The second example is taking cash out up to 80% when clients have a lower credit score. Show them the 80% cash out option on an FHA, but also show them 70% or 75% on a conventional loan. Show them how those pricing adjustments work and let them make that decision. The second thing I want to talk about is keeping a positive mindset. Especially going into the holiday season, things can get a little bit tough. Clients aren't answering. They want to wait till after the holidays. They're on vacation. Clients are backing out in process. It can get kind of discouraging, but at the end of the day, you have to have a short memory in this business at all times. Treat every single client like it's your first client of the day. Especially when clients are objecting, it gets kind of tough to have that short memory and you're getting really discouraged. At the end of the day, objections are just questions and can be looked at as buying signs. Clients are either objecting for one of two reasons. One, it's because they're scared to make a bad decision. It's totally normal. We're not a big box lender like Rocket Mortgage, Wells Fargo, Chase. We're not a bank. You really need to set yourself apart, provide value, and listen to the client to understand where they're coming from, not just to respond. The second reason why they would object is because there's something they don't like about the loan. And that's totally fine. It's your job to really find out what it is. Again, listen to understand, get on the same page as the client and how we can move forward from here. So that's all I have. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey everyone, hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Thanks for taking the time to join the weekly sales meeting. Obviously, I want to congratulate everyone on a great November, and hopefully we can keep the momentum going for December. It's been really exciting to see everyone's growth and really kicking butt out there. First things first, I want to talk about market volatility. So there's a lot of different stories that are going on that are contributing to the rates going up and down, and I kind of want to dive into some of the main ones here. So first, I want to talk about Jerome Powell being nominated to the Federal Reserve Chair by Joe Biden last week. So this was a story that really helped rates go up last week because Jerome Powell is seen as a reliable source of information on how he wants to plan monetary policy or what the Fed does to rates or the tapering of the bond purchase program. And he was pretty clear in his view, at least previously, on here's kind of what our plans for the taper is, here's how we view inflation and what the data we're looking at. And so it's very kind of easy to predict what he does. This is obviously seen as a positive, and he's probably going to get confirmed in the Senate very shortly because he does have bipartisan support. Next thing I want to talk about is the Omicron variant of COVID-19. So that news came out Friday and really hit markets pretty hard. So while rates went up, throughout the beginning before Thanksgiving, they came tumbling down pretty quickly on Friday, and the stock market definitely took a beating as well. So Omicron, we don't really have much information on the severity and kind of all the implications that might arise from this. And so the market really doesn't know what to think, and it's kind of pricing a lot of risk. So we'll keep an eye on this. Obviously, there's a lot of information that'll be going around, hopefully in the near future. But for right now, there's a lot of unanswered questions, and that's what's causing markets to be quite volatile. And even on Tuesday, Jerome Powell was testifying in the Senate, and he even mentioned something about inflation. He always was famous for saying inflation is transitory. Well, he actually asked for the retirement of the word transitory in that Senate testification. So anyways, he says that inflation is no longer transitory because of just overall broad price increases. And this may cause the Fed to actually raise rates no matter what happens with Omicron here in the near future. We'll continue to monitor that, but that is something that might be pressuring rates up. Him saying inflation's gone. Inflation is not transitory anymore. Inflation is still here to stay. Him using monetary policy to make inflation go away is going to cause rates to go up. So that's something we'll really have to monitor. And there's a lot of different stories going on. So that's it on market volatility. We'll keep you updated, obviously. Last thing I want to talk about is the capital markets Q&A on December 3rd. So really, all I'm asking for you guys is to submit any questions you guys have. And anyone who's interested in joining, just go ahead and, RSVP. I want to be able to answer as many questions as I can. And this form, I'll resend the form for you guys in the workplace group, just so you guys can submit any questions. I can kind of compile maybe similar ones and see the ones that are like really frequent. Make sure those get answered first. And hopefully we'll have some opportunity for live Q&A there at the end. And, hopefully I can dive into anything that maybe was confusing or you want to elaborate into more. So that's it for me, but have a great rest of your week and keep on killing it out there. Thank you.
Hey there, UMortgage. Dave Higgins from the L&D team here to talk a little bit about the first ever LO peer-to-peer mentoring groups that we did back in November. So we did these peer-to-peer mentor groups about 2 weeks ago. First time we ever ran them, and they went really, really well. It was really great to see so many of our LOs from different branches coming into these sessions, ready to share their knowledge, ready to share their expertise with one another, and just be so open to learning things from the other LOs in different markets across the country. So we had LOs with a very wide range of experience in those sessions, and everyone that participated really walked away with a couple of new ideas to drive their business. And I have to share at least one success story, a success story about Matt Gouget, actually. We ended up grouping Matt up with a couple LOs from the Valley team in Michigan who have a lot less experience than Matt does. Matt's been in the industry for a long time. Well, with all of Matt's experience as an LO and as a branch manager, we were expecting him to be the one providing most of the best practices, most of the suggestions, most of the advice during the session. And the exact opposite happened. So the LOs from the Michigan branch actually were the ones offering a ton of ideas, a ton of suggestions to Matt about how to scale, how to grow his business. So he kept saying in the middle of the session and even afterward how much he took away from that session. So even a guy like Matt, who has a ton of experience in this industry, he was able to take a lot away from some newer folks. So everyone, regardless of your experience level, can really learn a lot from these peer-to-peer mentor sessions. So we're going to keep doing these sessions every single month going forward. In November sessions, the first ones we did, we very quickly discovered that 30 minutes really isn't enough time to get everything done that we want to, and for everyone to take full advantage of all the help that can be offered from their peers that they need. So the sessions in December are actually going to be an hour long rather than 30 minutes long. So there's plenty of opportunity for all of you as LOs to learn from one another, to keep building our community of LOs that hopefully you can then reach out to in the future for help, for advice in different markets. So we're going to keep December's sessions centered around a SMART goal that you've brought with you to the session that you've set for yourself. And then we'll also keep it centered around some kind of theme related to originating. So our next set of monthly sessions will take place on Thursday, December 16th and Friday, December 17th. And I'll make sure to post some information on how to sign up for those sessions next week in the Loan Originators group in Workplace. So keep an eye out for that. If you want to sign up for the next session for December session before then, or if you have any questions on how these peer-to-peer mentoring group works or how they work or how the sessions are kind of flow and what the function is of them, please reach out to me. I really look forward to seeing a lot more of you all, a lot more of our LOs in those December peer-to-peer sessions. So thanks for having me. Looking forward to seeing y'all.
Thank you all for joining me. My name is Kaitie Mahaney. I'm the Director of Production, and today we're going to really discuss the sales call itself, beginning with understanding the client. So in my previous role, I was a sales development coach. I did a lot of live call listening, live call coaching, and after action call reviews as well with my production team. And what we found was the most successful calls start by understanding the client. To show that you truly understand the client, it's really important to actively listen, to anything that they're saying. And by actively listening, I mean listening to understand, not listening to respond. I know a lot of newer LOs that I worked with would just be thinking about what they're going to say next in response and not really be internalizing what the client is saying to you. So some key tips here would be to paraphrase what they said back to them. That shows that you're actively listening, and also asking questions in relation to what they told you. So if you need to maybe clarify or ask questions to fully understand, it's never a bad thing. Ask as many probing questions that you may need, because you may have a borrower that's not laying everything on the table or isn't fully, sure of what they want to do. So you may need to ask questions to better understand them. Once you understand what their goals are, what hesitations they may have, and really who the borrower is, you'll be able to really answer and sell your deal much more effectively. Because it could be that you have a first-time home buyer, it could be that you have maybe a retired client on fixed income. It could be that you have your FHA client who may not have the best credit score. They may be carrying a lot of debt. They may have a dependent going to college soon, or a new dependent that was just born. So finding ways to build rapport, but also better understand how you can help them in regards to their financial situation will help you better effectively lay out your deal that you're going to pitch to them. As far as the call roadmap, my next discussion point here, what I really want to talk to you guys about is, after you understand your client, it's all off to the races from here. When you fully understood your client, you know exactly how to help them, you have a resolution in mind, you've answered any hesitations, we should be in full control of the call. So by controlling the call, I mean remain assumptive. You want to really lead the borrower confidently to the next steps. So keeping the call on track and knowing where you're going next really is key in using transitional phrases like the next steps will be what I'm going to need from you, or in order to get the ball rolling. Keep it, assumptive, next steps. Do not really put the ball too much in their court or let anyone take the call off track. You are the expert. You're in control, and you have a committed borrower because you fully understand them and you're answering their goals. So by controlling the call, I don't mean talking over the borrower or, really overstepping. I mean, definitely still have a conversation and keep that talk to listen ratio in mind, but be confident and know where you're going next. So provide a clear call to action in your wrap up, set clear expectations on next steps and what you're going to need from them in order to get this done in a timely manner or to get it completed in the time frame that you discussed with them. You need XYZ, maybe even take it a step further, offer to walk them through their documents. Really paint the picture of, do they have online payroll? Can they get pay stubs downloaded, and sent over while you're on the phone with them? Set that urgency with them, start painting the picture of when you need these documents back by. Set a firm time frame. Ask them if they can get the documents back to you today. If they can, great. If not, when will they be able to get them to you? Remember, it's in their benefit, and really providing that clear expectations and that time frame is just helping them. So never feel like you are overstepping. You're helping them at the end of the day by providing that clear homework for them. But I hope this was helpful. I love giving you guys some key sales tips. I'm going to pass it off to Anthony.
Thank you, Kate. That was great. Team, everybody did a great job. Appreciate your contributions this week. I just want to talk a little bit about two last things before we wrap up, and really just want to set the tone for something super important. And it's a mindset that I have that I believe is important for sustainable long-term success. And I think it's something that a lot of people struggle with me. If you don't know me, if you haven't worked with me before, it's very difficult to deal with a person that's never satisfied, that's never okay with being the same. We're focused. Our goal is not to grow. It's not to do $10 billion. Our goal is to get better every day. When you define a goal as a number, 50 billion, 10 billion, whatever that number is, you put an end to where you're going. I want to be number one. I want to be this. You're putting an end to you. You're defining your finish line. Okay. we're not defining a finish line. We're going to get better every single day. The standard that means is that when I come to work every day, I'm trying to find inches. I'm trying to find the most minute details. Maddie this morning is getting a message from me about something in the bathroom that needs to get fixed. Like, I'm looking at everything every day. How can we get better? How can we make sure when people visit our office, it's cleaner, it's nicer, it's more organized, it's a better user, it's a better visitor experience. Like, every detail, every part of our business matters. And every day we're obsessed with getting better. We want to get where we're going, but in between, you got to get a little bit better every day. So we talked about pipeline reporting. We talked about technology. We're doing an LOA training right now. Our L&D team's been working on this for months. We got a couple hundred people on that training virtually. That's the product of a lot of hard work and a lot of feedback. And they're going to continue to get more feedback. So we make it great. And even when we make it great, we're going to continue to find ways to make it better. So with that mindset, just understand there's no finish line. There's never going to be a Super Bowl trophy. You're never going to be on the podium with a Super Bowl trophy and saying, I did it. Because when you're focused on getting better every day, you never stop improving. You never stop chasing after improvement. You never stop looking for ways to get better. It's a mindset. It's what drives sustainable growth. It's what keeps you sharp. And it's the number one thing that will prevent you from getting passed by the competition. Why did we grow 100%? Month over month, 2 months in a row, and we're going to do it again 3 months in a row. Why? It's not because we set the goal that we want to do it. It's because we focus on getting better every day. Hey, how can I help? How can I help our Michigan team? How can I help our Colorado team members? How can I help our Utah team? Like, how today are we going to add a little bit of value to improve their ability to go out and get customers, their ability to work with referral partners? Every day, all day long, we have team members here, marketing, business development, L&D. We're meeting with our LOs. We're taking feedback. We're sitting there saying, hey, listen, you focus on relationships. You focus on growing your business. You tell us what you need to grow your business. You tell us what you need to better market to your customers, to better market to real estate agents. You want to do a training? You want to do host an event for real estate agents? Great, we got you. We're going to put together the plan. You tell us your vision. We'll translate your vision into reality. And that's what we do here. It's a team effort, and everybody's running at the same pace, doing different things. So like LOs, record month, amazing. We're all very happy, but guess what? You know what happened today? Yesterday was the record month. Today we start at 0, and now we get right back to it. We're going to get better. We're going to focus on winning today, winning every single interaction. Don't think about it one-dimensionally. If you just think about it as like, hey, my job is just to win deals. No, your job is to win every interaction. Every single person you talk to is an opportunity to build a relationship, to get a customer. Right now, we have Keith Nickel in our office. He's doing a presentation for our team. Keith is one of the top financial planners in the entire country, okay? He has been, we've developed a friendship that started with me being an investor, investing with him. But since then, he's got my back. He's not making any money off UMortgage to do our 401k. He's just sitting here saying, hey, listen, I'm a fan of Anthony. I'm a fan of UMortgage. I'm going to make myself available to help this team get better, learn what they need to learn, be more financially literate, be able to get any questions they have answered, make sure they're saving and growing and setting themselves up for success, because he's got the same mindset. We're going to get better every day. We don't need to just make money to get better. Like, that's not what the game plan is. You will get rich. You will be successful if you have a get better every day mindset. A year ago when we started this business, we had 50 team members, okay, before we hired our first salesperson, okay? That means every month we're spending money and there's no revenue coming in. We did that for almost a year. Why? Because we're focused on making sure we build a great platform. We are focused on getting better every day, make sure the culture was good. We need to make sure that we had a real solid team before we went out there and said to a Jimmy Hobson or a Amir Bali, hey, listen, you can trust your business with us. We need to have our stuff together. We need to make sure we were tested and had a team that was fully behind what the vision was. And it took time, but now we have that team. We have team members here that are running through a wall for any of our lows. Pre-underwriters getting deals across the finish line at 11, 12 o'clock at night. We have processors in the office every night. Hey, listen, deals got a customer. They're here at 8, 9 o'clock every night. Marketing team members focus on building out custom solutions for our loan officers, getting, video content edited so it can go live same day. Like, everybody's working super hard because they all have the mindset. We're not focused on a define number. We're focused on getting better every day. And when you think like this and you embrace it, you stop looking at, is the grass greener over here? Could I make a couple extra bucks over there? That's all distractions. That's all noise. When you just stay right here, you focus on getting better every day. You focus on helping your team members get better. Focus on improving your process, making sure every call is as good as it can possibly be. I don't look at anything any differently. If I'm talking to Jimmy Hobson or Amir, top guys in our company, if I'm talking to one of their team members, talking to Adam, I'm talking to Marcus, I'm giving the same effort every single time. I'm all there, all in for them. And you have to take the same mentality. It's like, it doesn't matter if you got that cranky borrower that's giving you a little bit of business that's tough to deal with. Like, figure a way out to make it a successful call. Give it your best. Turn that tough call into a great call. The hard things is what defines you. Our ability to solve problems over time will be your biggest differentiator as a business person. So like, you're an LO today, your goal is to evolve into a business leader. And that's what we're doing here is we're developing people, not just to be great salespeople, but to build a business, be a great entrepreneur, be scalable, build something that's worth something that you can pass down to your children or whoever or your team members. Like, this is all about long-term focus. It's all about getting better every day. It's all about understanding that the inches that we get today over the course of a month, over the course of a year, add up to feet and add up to miles. And over time, all the people that don't change, we talk about change, people don't change. They're resistant to change. That's the majority. The majority of people don't want to change. Anything that involves change, they completely resist. They say, I'm doing it the way I do it. I know what's best. Because we change every day, because we're getting better every day, our ability to grow is 100% a month. Nobody grows at 100% per month. It doesn't happen. But we're going to keep doing that because we're focused on being better than we were yesterday. And when you do that every single day, it accumulates and you do big things. And we're going to continue to do big things as a team. I just want you to know, guys, great November. December, we start at 0. It's time to do it again. And it starts with the next phone call, the next presentation, dominating and leading every day. Have a great day, team.